Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Right, this one's a little different. This one is a dad gets caught after driving with 5 bodies in the back of his car for weeks.
I don't like how they framed it. A dad gets caught. Like, is it his kids are in the back? Like, what?
Well, you're just gonna have to watch the video to find out now, aren't you?
Here's your here. Yes, I am here.
Are you here?
You're over here.
No, I'm over there. Why are you over there? Actually, I'm over here now.
I went that way. Which way? Over there. What?
This way.
Right, nobody knows where your kids are. Something happened with them. Now's the time.
Oh, shit, man.
I already don't like this stuff.
Jacked these guys.
Flesh and so forth. There's something really wrong here.
You don't need a rifle.
What do you describe that smell as?
It was dead.
I never trusted him, and I didn't know what he was capable of.
A welfare check quickly
Where are they
transforms
recording
into
it
one
from?
of the
Are
most
they like above
horrifying
them or something?
investigations in recent Florida
Maybe,
history,
yeah.
leaving detectives to unravel
Baby.
months of deception and a series of
So
crimes
cute.
that
Oh, yeah.
seem to transcend the very
Disclaimer
definition
of liability.
evil.
We-
In mid-September
said hello already.
2019, the Marion County Sheriff's Office in Florida receives a call from a concerned mother requesting a welfare check on her
Did you hear it this
32-year-old
time?
daughter, Casey Jones.
I don't know
Hey,
where
you see
she
me?
could be.
I'm seeing you, but you clearly are not hearing me.
Because I haven't talked to her. I only saw Mike when I
Here we
had the
see,
kids.
we know.
Mike is 38-year-old Michael Wayne Jones, Casey's husband and the father of their 2 daughters, 2-year-old
Not the
Mercalli
2
and 1-year-old
daughters.
Ayana.
How long ago
Oh,
was that when
no.
you talked to her last?
When I talked to her,
Yeah.
it's been like a month
Okay.
and a half or more. And it's
I'm just
weird.
ignoring this
She would
person
never
now.
do that, and she would never leave her kids for 2 weeks.
Casey messaged her mother a month and a half prior, asking if she could watch the 2 girls for a couple of days. However,
And
after a few
she-
follow-up texts claiming she was sick, the visit stretched into 2 weeks, with the girls staying until mid-August.
I
Oh,
got
damn.
a text message from her, like, saying, how's the kids? But it didn't sound like her, like, you know, like when somebody's talking to you and you know that person, even their text seems off. That's the way the text was.
Hey, made it up.
So I was thinking it was Mike.
Okay. And from what I understand, Mike dropped the kids off, which is abnormal because she wasn't with him.
Right. And she didn't come and pick them up either.
Okay, so she didn't show up the 2 weeks
Wait, did
after
he
that to come
kidnap
pick him
other
up.
people's kids?
Okay. Mike came alone.
Right.
During this time, Casey's 2 sons
Yeah, I
from a
think
previous
so.
marriage, 9-year-old Cameron and 4-year-old Preston,
That's
were
messed
staying
up.
with their biological father. They also returned home in mid-August, but when Cameron's birthday came and passed on September 12th, it was unusual that Casey hadn't shared her customary Facebook post.
And that was
Her
how
customary
she
Facebook
always post their birthday.
Now, does
Honestly, that would
Michael have a Facebook
be
name?
how people
I
would
think it's just
say if your
Michael
mom started
Jones.
Okay.
stopped
Have
posting.
you talked to him?
Maybe.
No, nope. He
My
took
mom
his
too. Probably
messages
both of them
off
because they post so
Facebook 'cause
often.
Everybody's trying to message him to see where Casey's at.
But the mystery
what
doesn't
happened? Where'd
end
they
with
go? They haven't
Casey.
posted in a
No
while.
one has seen or heard from her
My
4
mom
children
constantly posts
in
pictures of
last
the
few
dogs.
weeks.
I'm just worried about, I don't know where they're at, you know?
There is going to be a
And
missing
I'm
persons
done.
bolo put out, okay? We're going to put her car out, we're going to put her out, and we're going to put the kids out there too. I don't want to scare you, I don't want to do any of that stuff, but what we're working with right now is there are some suspicious circumstances, so we're going to try to get ahead of that and figure everything out, okay?
I don't care if she's mad at me for the rest of my life. I just want to make sure her and those 4 kids are okay.
We'll go
A deputy heads to Casey and Michael's home in Summerfield, Florida, only to find that the residence has been completely cleared out. However, he takes note of a dark red stain in the west bedroom, a substance that appears to be blood.
Oh
The deputy
no.
then learns that an
Not
eviction
good.
process has been
Not blood.
initiated in late August. But after speaking with 2 men who cleaned the
Nothing
residence,
for the kids.
investigators begin to suspect that a dark secret may be lurking within the walls.
I went in and it was God
Should have
awful.
hired crime scene
I
cleaner.
called Mr. and told him there's something really wrong here.
What are you saying because
Good thing
of,
that he didn't.
what are you,
In this
what's-
case.
The smell.
okay. What do you describe that smell as?
It was dead.
That the front bedroom was the worst.
Well, he scoffed at that. He's like, God damn man, it was fucking dead.
I don't know what a dead body smells like.
What are you saying? It was
That
dead.
front bedroom. In the corner, there was blankets, and they were like half stuck to the floor from rotten flesh and so forth.
The disturbing remarks only further suspicion. But the case would take another unexpected turn after Michael's ex-wife Sarah claimed to have seen the family at a McDonald's on Friday, September 13th, just one day after
McDonald's.
reported missing. However, in
I
a
haven't
voicemail
been to
left for
McDonald's in so long.
investigators, her story suddenly changes.
I was thinking more about it, and I actually don't recall seeing Casey on Friday, so I only can confirm that I saw Michael. And for what it's worth, a lot of drama comes along with her, so I would be very surprised if this were not just some sort of stunt.
Investigators checked the McDonald's surveillance footage in hopes of verifying this claim, only to learn that the family was never at the restaurant. Detectives then confront Sarah with what appears to be a bold-faced lie.
What's going on?
Nothing really, at least on our end. So Michael's been here. This is my understanding of what has happened. I don't know facts about anything other than what I've been told from Michael. He told me he and I have split up. I can't take it anymore. You know, she's making me crazy. This isn't working. And kind of vented to me about the way things had been between them for a long time.
Michael texted Sarah on July 11, 2019, a message that would reconnect the somewhat estranged pair. As time went on, several of his messages would convey a rather flirtatious tone, with one reading, "Hey beautiful, just seeing how you're doing." In another he writes, "Miss you guys, all four of you." Sarah, however, appeared intent on keeping the conversation strictly platonic, replying with, "Miss you too, friend."
I, previous to us moving here, hadn't really talked to him much. We did not have a great situation with our split up. Casey was a cause of a lot of that.
What were kind of things he was saying?
That she's very jealous. He wasn't allowed. I mean, again, the reason he wasn't really allowed to speak to me for that amount of time was
once an ex, always an ex.
that she's manipulative and a liar.
Yeah.
And her mother is crazy.
After Michael reconnected with Sarah, he would go on to help watch their three
It's very
shared children
rare
while
that
she was at
exes
work.
stay
During
friends
this
on
time,
good terms.
Cameron, Preston, Merkelli, and Diana were all on extended visits with family members.
Diana's only 1 year old.
He had found out from his landlord that trailers basically condemned, like not set up correctly. Nobody should be living there. So he got all his stuff out, put what he could in the storage shed, and then came here.
Michael has been staying at Sarah's for the last 2 weeks, beginning around late August. But at this point, the whereabouts of Casey and her 4 children remains a complete mystery. The detective then goes on to confront Sarah about her inconsistent claims of seeing the Jones family on September 13th, an account she now admits was entirely fabricated.
Why?
I think I panicked. So I saw the message at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was asleep when it came in.
Okay.
And I went to him, I mean, based on our history.
You went to your...
I went to him, he was
Michael.
sleeping in the boys' room. Yes.
So you went to Michael.
And I said, why is the Marion County Sheriff's Department trying to contact me? Like, what is the deal? And he didn't seem to have any clue. He didn't understand what was going on. I had also had a message from his mom last night about, have you talked to Michael? And I'm like, I don't know why anybody's asking me. Like, nobody knew he was staying here, but like, nobody should think to ask me.
Why are you putting a dot in the chat?
Anyway.
But the detective is still unconvinced of her story, and Sarah finally comes clean.
You said you panicked, but you had to have a reason to make up that story. What I don't understand why you made that up.
I think in my head, I didn't want to get in trouble for him being here.
It seems like almost like a ploy to not us to look for her. You see what I'm saying? Like to me, that's what makes sense, and that's what makes sense to Detective Bartlett. So I'm just curious, like, how does that come up?
Other than Michael saying, like, just say you saw me Friday.
Does he tell you to say that?
He did, yes.
When I ask you why don't you say it, it's because he told me to say it.
Yeah. So
it seems like you're still not being fully forthcoming with me right now.
I really am trying. I really am. He wrote down a couple notes and just like,
Nickel
you saw
memes.
me Friday.
Really?
And then what does he say?
He just said something about, we met at the McDonald's on Friday in Palatka. And so when I came back from that, I said,
I instantly got a second. I
get in touch with
said,
them.
knuckle me.
Like, I'm freaking out. I don't know what's going to happen. They're going to think you did something to your wife because we all listen to true crime.
Knuckle is very iconic with his
He's
memes.
definitely not here.
He's definitely not here, no.
Michael told Sarah he was heading to the police department to clear things up, and he left a voicemail for one of the detectives.
Yes, hi, this is Michael Jones. I've been heard through the grapevine, actually, that I'm trying to contact my wife and I.
I hit him.
I am not in town right now. I could be there late this evening or probably more likely early in the morning, come to your office and speak with you. You can give me a detailed message whereabouts that is, and as far as what office. You could probably be there as early as 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Thank you.
But this meeting would occur much sooner than anticipated and under the most gruesome of circumstances. On the evening of September 15th, just one day after Casey and the kids were reported missing, Michael crashed his car across state lines in Brantley County, Georgia. He alerted the local authorities, where the responding officers instantly took note of a putrid smell emanating from the van. Michael, in response, offered the twisted reason as to why, stating, "You may want to go ahead and put me in handcuffs because my wife is dead and she is in the vehicle." Tragically, investigators would quickly locate the mother's lifeless body exactly where Michael said she would be. His chilling confession lands him in an interrogation room with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, where he begins revealing the brutal details surrounding Casey's death. But as disturbing as his account already is, one haunting fact remains. Her 4 children are still missing.
So I've been married to Casey for 2 years now. Been with her about going on 5. And it's been up and down the last couple years, been up and down, just as far as trials and marital problems.
Turn around and we start blasting him.
Straight up, just nagging and poking and prodding.
The thing is, as well, he would have drove to the police station, probably closed all the windows, and told a different story if he didn't crash.
Yeah.
That crash is just like Jesus thing. Yeah, it's time to turn yourself in, mate.
I feel like even closing the windows, if there's a dead body there, you're still going to get the smell.
Probably, yes.
Just from him opening the car door.
After a while, yeah.
At this point,
Unless like he tried to switch cars or something.
I got up from the bed, went into the chair. She went over and put the phone in my face, just saying things to me that weren't true.
What was she accusing you of?
Anywhere from me being unfaithful to me being, planning stuff as far as my ex-wife coming down here.
She thought I was gonna fucking plan to kill her. Like, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just need to leave. We have like a recliner in the trailer, and she like grabbed behind it, had a bat, and I grabbed it from her and pushed her, and she punched and hit me as I started swinging with the bat.
That's what killed her?
Yes, sir.
Following his act of rage, Michael says he wrapped Casey in plastic, placed her in a plastic bin, and kept her body inside of their bedroom.
Nasty.
That's creepy.
Did you clean up everything? Is it still there?
I mean, I tried to clean up, the walls that splatter and stuff on it.
Casey's murder took place on July 10th, 2019, while the 4 children were sleeping inside the home. According to Michael, he told the kids that he and Casey were, quote, taking a break whenever they would ask about their mother. And just one day after the murder,
Morning, Pink.
Michael
How you doing?
sent a text to his ex-wife, Sarah.
In my experience in the last 4.5 years with her and her mother, this is probably blown way out of proportion. Mm-hmm. I don't believe anything has happened to her. I think she's sitting in a hotel with her 4 kids somewhere, probably laughing at everybody.
Bought a
the whole time this is going on, are people asking where she is?
Not at first. It wasn't for a few weeks here and there that her mother would ask like where she was or whatever, and then I would drop the girls off, like I said, with her into the end every once in a while.
No, they're fake.
But yeah,
they don't exist.
Every once in a while, and I had her phone, so I would say, hey, I would talk as her basically.
Michael says he eventually put Casey's body in their van, driving around with her, quote, on and off. Sarah would come to this sickening realization after learning what she believed was impossible.
So I assume he was driving around my boys in his van with, a dead body. When I found out on Monday that they'd found Casey's body, I had to leave work, and my deepest prayer was that he hadn't hurt those kids.
Sadly, Casey's murder was only the beginning of a series of unthinkable violence, as less than a month later, Michael's attention turned to her 4 innocent children.
None of them are even above 5.
Something happened with them.
now's the time. You've been carrying this for a while, but we got to know. I need to know where his kids are. Something happened with them. You got to let me know, man. Hey, they're all gone. All four of them. One day, I just realized, school is starting. The boys are school age, and I started just choking out.
The interrogation is temporarily paused, but Michael would be in the same chair just hours later, detailing the horrific murders of those he was supposed to protect.
I strangled Cameron in his room. I was on top of him. In the bed? Yeah. And then...
he is not fit to be a dad.
Holding him on the ground.
9.
Kept holding on.
Also, Cameron is above 5, right?
Did he scratch you? Did he injure you? Was he kicking around?
Yeah, he's 9.
He's kicking you. Okay. How long did it take? Seemed like forever.
Oh, no, for my
own facing you. No, face down. Face down. Face down. Did you use your hands, or did you use your like with hands mainly? Okay. Yeah. And then I think at one point he was on his back, and I put my knee into his chest. Did Preston hear what was going on with Cameron when it was going on? Did he wake up? No.
Preston was sleeping just feet away during his older brother's murder. Michael placed Cameron's body inside of a suitcase, leaving it in the trailer.
Why did you put the fucking child in the suitcase?
Tragically, it would only take one day for the siblings to be reunited.
Preston was...
This guy's messed up.
I put a zip tie thing around his neck.
Oh,
put a zip tie around a 4-year-old's neck?
Soon after that, did you decide you're going to go ahead and put the zip tie on Preston? I grabbed him from the bed the next night.
God damn it. Yeah, this guy's fucked up.
The way it happened with Cameron, I figured that, my hands were hurting, and I clicked in my head that I had zip ties somewhere. Took him off the bed and took that around put it around his neck, and then brought him in the bathroom.
If you didn't want the
Michael
kids,
held
just put
Preston
them up for
underwater,
adoption.
killing the 4-year-old.
just
Investigators
too
would
much
later speak to
paperwork.
Cameron and Preston's father, telling him the heartbreaking news.
He didn't even get his birthday. Did he make it to school?
It wasn't even his kid.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The brothers are believed to
The
have been
boys
murdered
aren't
in
his, it's only the girls that are
Preston's
his.
birthday was August 22nd. He was
He
just
was
a few
4,
short days
yep.
away
One
from
was 4 and
turning
one was
5 years
9.
old. According to Michael, Preston's
That's
body was
fucked
left
up.
in a trash bag inside the bathroom for several days
Just a
before he
bit.
placed
Oh
the
my
boys in
God.
separate plastic bins, with Cameron still enclosed inside the suitcase.
Alright, so I gotta get the ball. That's the last one. Terminals, I think I got 2.
Yay!
I gotta ask, what were you trying to accomplish?
The chair seems suitable for that. It does, Gomez. For once, it kind of
In
does.
a text sent just 1 month prior to Cameron and
Yeah,
Preston's
for once I
deaths,
agree with Gomez
Michael reveals his
on this.
hostile feelings toward the boys, writing to Sarah, "I will be honest, I hate these 2 boys. I hope she takes them
These
soon."
poor kids. Yeah, and
However,
there's
Michael
still
never
2 more
expressed
girls.
these thoughts to their father,
that
who
they
tells
haven't gone
investigators
over.
that his most recent interaction with the suspect was unusually cordial.
I never trusted him, and I didn't know what he was capable of. So when I had picked them up first from the mall to bring them back to Georgia to spend my 2 weeks with them, Michael got out of the van, and it was really shocking, sir, because Michael had this huge apology. He's like, I just want to apologize, for believing everything that Casey's said about you, about how, you apparently abused her every day and you hit the kids and you did this and that, when clearly I know that wasn't true, and I know the kind of woman that she is. The part that was weird, sir, is he was really cool with me, like he was my homeboy or something, like we were best friends. He was like,
yeah, this is
I want you to see your children.
bad.
I want you to do this and that. And so I'm thinking, man, this is great. I'm thinking something, at least he's normal or halfway
random
normal,
toaster.
and we even hugged. He shook my hand. It's almost like that was his apology for everything that he had done. And here I was, I took it hook, line, and sinker, because I'm a forgiving guy.
Michael admits that he wanted to turn himself in for all 3 murders, even sitting outside a police department with Mercalli and Ayanna in the car. Instead, he drove away, a decision that would seal the fate of his 2 youngest children, starting with 2-year-old Mercalli.
Oh,
She's only 2.
The tub filled and I put my hands around her throat, put her in the tub face down. And the same thing with the baby.
Oh my god, he drowned her.
Yeah.
And Ayanna.
Yeah. So before you decided to do this, were you angry? I just was at a point of no return, I guess.
Look at me. Who's that? Who's that pretty
I don't want to go into the coolants.
Was that you?
The murders occurred shortly before Labor Day weekend at the end of August 2019.
She's so cute.
After killing Mercalli and Diana, Michael placed the girls
And what do you know?
together
He
in a
put them
plastic
in
bin
boxes
and
too.
put them in the van
For
alongside
fuck's
Cameron
sake.
and Preston. However, the children were not inside of the car when Casey's body was discovered.
So where are they?
Still have one final question for Michael.
Was it all about just at that point, just trying to see if you could get away with it? Is that trying to stay out of jail, or was it? Do you think there was some sort of emotional aspect to being so mad at her for treating you the way she did over those last few months? I mean, walk me through that a little if you can.
I don't know. It's a little bit of both of what you just said.
Right.
There was an aspect of them being part of their mother, and I didn't know what to do as far as I just could not.
Well, with the
open my
boys,
mouth.
they
I
weren't
couldn't
part of that one.
Make that step to say, somebody help me.
After crossing
They're
into
his
Georgia on
exes,
September
weren't they?
15th, Michael says
I
he
don't think so.
disposed of the children in a wooded area shortly
think
before
they
the
were
crash.
her kids,
he would
but
lead
not his.
investigators back to the scene,
Oh,
where all 4
okay.
bodies were recovered. When asked why he didn't dispose of Casey's body, Michael offers no explanation, telling detectives that he doesn't know.
I didn't want her to marry Mike. I knew something was wrong, but I just couldn't pinpoint why I didn't like him.
Michael was charged with 4 counts of murder in the first degree and 1 count of murder in the second degree. According to court transcripts, Michael's defense argued that he suffered from
What's the
delusions and
difference with
delirium,
first degree, second
citing
degree?
statements he made to mental health clinicians in which he said he
one's
heard
like
Casey's
plotting,
voice
one
after her
just
death,
happened.
urging him to reunite the
okay.
children with their mother. According to Michael, Casey's voice also told him the family would be resurrected together. On this basis, the defense asked the jury to
So
spare
he was
his
being
life
crazy.
and instead
Okay.
sentence him
Yeah.
to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But the argument failed to persuade them. Michael was found guilty on all charges and received a life sentence for the second-degree murder of Casey. For the murders of the 4 children, he was sentenced to death. In 2023,
Oh, we got
Michael
what we
appealed
wanted.
his first-degree murder convictions and
I was
death
gonna say, guess
sentences.
Scott
However, the ruling was
got it right
affirmed
this
in
time.
2025. He is currently being held on death row. Watch our full videos
Still.
as they were
Hold on.
originally made, with no randomly
Well, that was
muted
last
work.
year. We don't know if he's gone now.
Probably
gonna-
is.
I'm gonna assume he is.
Yeah, the reason why they have it so long on death row is partly so it's like, oh, think about what you've done, but there's also some kind of there's all kinds of like preparation paperwork to do with it.
Yeah.
Because you're basically legally killing somebody, you can't just flip the switch.
Yeah.
Numerous amounts of paperwork.
Fully making sure.
Oh yeah. Probably have to sign a bunch of shit like, are you sure this is what we want to do? Yes. It is.
Yes, I am sure. Guy is psycho.
He's a psycho.